Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to use ActiveControl along with ActiveForm to know where to return a value in Microsoft Access. So we can have a form open another form, and that second form's job is to let the user pick a value of some kind. It could be a date, it could be a customer, it could be a product, it could be a whole bunch of stuff. But that form is going to know where to return the value to on its own. And that's what we're going to do today. Now, if you have not yet watched my ActiveForm video, this was last Friday's video, go watch this first so you know what we're doing today, because we need to know this stuff first before we can do what we're doing in today's class. All right, you'll find a link to this down below. Go watch it and then come on back. All right, so having a form that turns other forms red, okay, it's a silly example, but I told you up front it was going to be a silly example. Let's copy the red form, copy, paste. Let's make this now date F. We're going to make a date form. Okay, and date form, its job is going to be to get a date from the user and then return it back to whoever called it. And we're going to double click on a date field like this one to open the date field, the date form, have the user put a value in and then return it back here. Okay, now this is, again, a simple example, but this can be very powerful because you know, if you have like a complicated process, like you got maybe like 3 cascading combo boxes, right? You want the user to first pick a country, then a state, then a city, right? Once they've finished picking those 3 things, then you can return that final value. So the form that is doing the data entry can be pretty complicated. And you might want to use that on several different forms. And this is a nice, easy way to do that. And the form will know where to return the value to. That's the benefit of doing this. Okay. All right. So this date F, design this guy. Let's make it not quite so obnoxious. Let's click here. I'm going to make the color. Let's go purple. It's nice and easy on the eyes, right? We'll do that. No, let's go a little darker purple. There we go. This is going to be our OK button now. You can make OK, cancel, whatever you want to do. I don't care. They're your Legos. You play with them however you want. I'm just going to put a simple OK button on here. All right. Let's rename this guy to the OK button. All right. And let's put a date field on here. So I'm just going to grab a text box, drop it here like that. Get rid of the label. I'll default this guy. Let's call it my date, first of all, my date. And we'll default it under data here to equals today's date. That's all. Or whatever date you want. I don't care. Put last Saturday in there. All right, we'll make this a little bit bigger so it looks pretty. Okay, good enough. So there's a date form. Save it, close it. Okay, there it is right there. I'll slide over here. Turn off the record selectors, turn off the navigation buttons. You know how to do all that stuff, right? That's all. Those are all beginner things. I'm not going to cover them now. All right, now in this guy's form load event, let me move it back over here. Just sorry about that. Okay, events. Let's go to the onload event. Okay, now we've got tempvar's previous form. I want to move this up top of the caption thing for now, for just a second like that. Okay. Previous form is that. We're going to do something very similar to get the previous control. Okay. Control equals screen.activecontrol.name. Yes, there is a screen.PreviousControl. I have a whole separate video on that one. I'll put a link to it down below. Previous control is useful when you're working on a single form and you want to know, okay, where was the previous control from this one? So if you got first name, last name, you can jump between them, that kind of thing. But you want to grab the active control when this form loads so you know what control the user was on before this form loaded. Okay? Then we'll do the same trick here with the caption just to see it. I'll put a bang in there and then screen.activecontrol.name. Okay. All right. Yes, I know we lost red button. It's now called OK button. We'll deal with this in just a second. Now this, before we could do this, we could close this, right? And then open up the form and it would tell you what the form name was. But it says the expression you entered requires the control to be in an active window. You can't, this will not work if you're launching it from the navigation pane. You have to actually open it from another form for it to work. I want you to see that error message so you know what's going on. But remember, our end users are not going to have this open. You don't want your end users poking around in the navigation pane. You're going to hide this. I got a whole separate set of videos on security and how to lock this stuff down, but we're going to open it from double clicking on any date field. That's what we're going to do to trigger opening that form. Okay, so I'll put in here, you know, some date, whatever. Now in this guy, this is the current, it says current date, that's fine. Actually, what I like to do is, in my databases, I like to make anything that you can click on or double click on to do something, I like to make a blue. And that's just a training issue then. You just have to teach your users, hey, if you see a blue field like that, if you double click on it, something's going to happen, right? That's just something that I like to do. You could put, you know, control tip text in here. So when they hover over it, it says, you know, double click to set date, whatever. All right. So that they can hover over it and it'll tell them what it is. Now, this current date is locked because the control source is set to date. So you can't change it. So we're going to get rid of that. And you can put it in the default value if you want to, right? And then you can change it. But the big thing here is in the event, in the on double click event, that's where I want to say do command.openForm date F. That's all you got to put in there. Okay, so close that, open it. Now watch this, double click, and look at that. It opened this form up, and this form knows not only what form called it, but what field you were on. See? That's the field, current date. So now we can hit the OK button and return this value to that, which is there. All right, so let's go do that. Let's come back over here. Let's go find, I'm going to just close this window here and find, there's our code. Okay. All right, so down here, we're no longer in the red button click. It's going to be the OK button click. So here's a quick way you can find that. Come up here, find OK button, and there you go. You're in the OK button click. You don't have to go back to the form and then right click and blah, 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 blah. All right, so we're just going to move this code. We're going to move this code down into here. Now, we're not setting the form red. We're going to set the value of that control. Now, we've already put it in tempvar's previous control. So instead of saying forms previous form dot section dot backcolor, we're going to say right here, get rid of all this. After that, we're going to say dot controls. There's a controls collection. And in here is where you'd put the name of the control, like first name. Right? But we don't want that. We want to put in here the tempvar that we just saved, which is this guy. So put that in there. All right, controls, tempvar's previous control, and we're going to set its value equal to my date, which is the value that's in your text box. That's it. That's it. It's just knowing that nomenclature too, right? You have to use the forms, tempvar, control, blah, 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 blah. So take notes. I did not remember all this the first time I did it either. I've been doing this for 30 years. So this just is just stuck in my brain now because I've written 5,000 databases. But you'll just take notes, write it down. And if you don't remember how to do it, that's okay. You can go to my website and look for how to do it, or you can Google it and hopefully I'll show up. And, you know, or just keep yourself a little notepad with all this cool stuff on it that you like. All right, debug compile once in a while. Close this, close that, save changes, yeah. And now we're going to double click. We're going to come over here and pick a different date. Let's see. Oh, I don't have the, I didn't turn the little thingy on. Here, let's turn the little thingy on. Data, let's see, we got plain text, date, format, show date picker for dates. Oh, we got to put format in here, short date, that's why. Save it, close it, put it up, and there we go. Pick a date. Ready? Hit OK. Boop. Goes right back there. Okay? Isn't that cute? Now, you ready for some bonus material? Bonus material. Bonus! We've got bonus material here.
Dodson! Dodson! We've got Dodson here!
We can use something called an event handler function to make it super easy to simply put that inside here without having to drop code. Right, have to drop a double click event in every single one. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back in here. We're going to go to the event. We're going to take this on double click event, which I know it's just one line, but it's still annoying to have to come in here every time you want to do this, right? Just take this, cut it out, get rid of the code. right? We're going to go to a global module, which I have one. If you don't have one in your database, then go to create and then module, not class module, module. I have a global module right here. We're going to create our own public function. It's got to be a function, right? PickDate, we'll call it. PickDate, just like that. And all this is going to do is open that form. That's it. That's all it's going to do. We're going to call it PickDate. Okay? I'm going to copy this to my clipboard. Watch this. Now, come back here, and all you got to do is, in this double-click event, say equals PickDate with open close parentheses after it. That's it. Okay? Now, close this. Open it back up again. Double-click, and it works. That's called an event handler function. I got a whole separate video on how that works. Go watch this if you want to learn more. But now the benefit is it's super easy to just say that in any field you want to use it in. Watch. I'll go to the customer form. All right. Design view. My customer senses a date field. I like to use that color too. So put the color on there. Go to the on double click event and just put equals PickDate. That's it. That's all you got to do. No going into the VBA editor. None of that stuff. Order F, same thing. Design view. Let's get rid of this open red form, right? Order date, it's a date field. Set the color, and then put the event handler in there. On double click, boom. Now, close that, open it up. All right, this one works. Go to the customer form. Oop, I accidentally dragged that. Double click on this. Hit the button, it puts the value back there. See that? And yeah, you could, with a little more work, just have it get the value from that control and pull it into here first. So you're starting on that value. If you guys really want to see how to do that, let me know. It shouldn't be hard for you to figure it out. It's really simple. All right, same thing with orders, though. Double click. It knows what called it. Hit the button, puts the value back. See? And if you want to make it so they can't click off of that, just make this guy. Oop, see, yeah. Yeah, I got, okay. It locked the guy behind it, so you can't change it. But if you want to make it so they have to put a value in here before they can leave this, just make this modal. Right? I've got separate videos on modal too. It's under other, set it to modal, and now you cannot leave this form until you close it. Right? So if I'm on the so if I open this one up, right, I can't click behind it anywhere. I have to hit the OK, right? If I do it from here, right, I can't go anywhere else. That's a modal form. Right? Modal and pop-up forms, that's beginner stuff. You guys know all this, right? And if not, take my beginner course. So I hope you see how powerful this can be. There's ActiveControl, there's ActiveForm. I've got a video that teaches PreviousControl first. That's really handy within a specific form. And just to give you an idea of some of the things you can do with this, I have a date time picker template that I built. And these are just some examples. Here's the stock one that comes with Access, right? It's kind of boring. If you want to build your own, I show you how to build your own in this template. Well, I don't really show you. It's included with the template. Templates don't necessarily have walkthrough videos that explain how everything was built, but it's got a video that explains how to use it. But you can do your own custom things like this. I built a custom clock, an analog clock that you can use to pick a time, and you can call this guy from anywhere. And once the user picks a value, right, and then closes this form, it returns the value to whatever field called it. And you can do all kinds of different stuff like this. But it's not necessarily related to dates and times. You can use this to pick a customer. Like I said at the beginning of the video, there's all kinds of different methods you can use this for. And of course, if you like learning with me and you want to learn more cool stuff like this, well, I got lots of developer lessons available on my website. Come and check them out. So that's going to do it for your Tech Help video for today, Monday, folks. This video is releasing Monday, but I'm recording it on, well, technically on Friday at about midnight. But I'm heading in for some oral surgery in the morning, so I might be out of it all weekend. But yeah, I should be back in a couple days to be making more videos for you. So that's your Tech Help video for today. Hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. A special thank you and shout out to our diamond sponsors. Juan Soto with Access Experts Software Solutions, manufacturing experts specializing in Access and SQL Server. Sammy Shama with Shama Consultancy, a certified Microsoft Access expert who offers personalized one-on-one tutoring. And Amanda Nicole Consulting, specializing in helping businesses move from complex Excel sheets to an Access database. You'll find links to the Diamond sponsors in the description down below the video. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have below. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. Click the bell icon and select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Want to learn more? Click the Show More link below the video to find additional resources and links. YouTube does a pretty good job of hiding it. It's right down there. See this part of the description here, right? The name, the video's up here. There's a little Show More down there, right down the bottom. It's kind of hard to find. But once you click on that, you'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. And YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted like they used to do. But if you'd like to get an email every time I post a new video, click on the link to join my mailing list. And you can pick how frequently to get emails from me, either as they happen, daily, weekly, or monthly. Now, if you'd like to become a paid member of my channel and receive all kinds of awesome perks, click on the Join button. You'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks, including my extended cut videos, access to my code vault, lots of VBA source code in there, template downloads, and lots more. I'll talk more about these perks at the end of the video. Even if you don't want to commit to becoming a paid member and you'd like to help support my work, please feel free to click on the tip jar link. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got some puppies to feed. But don't worry, no matter what, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. Now, if you really want to learn Access and you haven't tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, and more. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? The whole thing, free, 4 hours. Go watch it. And okay, a lot of you have told me that you don't have time to sit through a 4-hour course. So I do now have a quicker Microsoft Access for Beginners video that covers all the basics faster in about 30 minutes. And no, I didn't just put the video on fast forward. But I'll put a link to this down below as well. Now, if you like level 1, level 2 is just $1. That's it, $1. And that's another whole 90-minute course. Level 2 is also free for paid members of any level, including supporters. So if you're a member, go watch level 2. It's free. Okay, want to get your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my Tech Help page and send me your question there. Members get priority, of course. While I do try to read and respond to all of the comments posted below in the comments section, I only have time to go through them briefly a couple of times a month, and sometimes I get thousands of them. So send me your question here on the Tech Help page, and you'll have a better chance of getting it answered. And while you're on my website, be sure to stop by my Access forum. We've got lots of lively conversations about Microsoft Access and other topics. I have a fantastic group of moderators who help me answer questions. Shout out to Alex, Kevin, Scott, Adam, John, Dan, Juan, and everybody else who helps out on the site. I appreciate everything you do. I couldn't do it without you. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on Facebook too, but I don't like Facebook. Don't get me started. Now, let's talk more about those member perks if you do decide to join as a paid member. There are different levels: Silver, Gold, Platinum, and Diamond. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut Tech Help videos, one free beginner class every month, and some other perks. Gold members get all the previous perks, plus access to download the sample databases that I build in my Tech Help videos, plus access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions that I use, the code that I build in most of the videos. You'll also get higher priority if you do submit any Tech Help questions. Now, answers are never guaranteed, but you do go higher in the list for me to read them. And if I like your question, you got a good chance of it being answered. You'll also get one free expert level class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks plus even higher priority for TechHelp questions. You get access to all of my full beginner level courses for every subject. And I cover lots of different subjects like Word, Excel, VBA, ASP, lots of different stuff, not just Access. These are the full-length courses found on my website. You get all the beginner ones. In addition, once you finish the expert classes, you get one free developer class per month. So lots of training. And finally, you can also become a Diamond sponsor. You'll have your name or your company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown on each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you again soon.